Afternoon guys, Kieran here, back with another weekend preview, this time covering the races for the Moor Battle hurdle meeting up at Kelso. There's 5 races from there. I've got 2 races from Newbury and then 3 races from Doncaster. There's plenty to cover, obviously they're all on ITV, so we've plenty to get stuck into this weekend. Starting with the 2 mile chase, the 110 up at Kelso. And we got Hellwin, who's currently favourite at 7-4. Not sure I fancy him. He's not exactly jumped well since going to chasing, and I'd be willing to take him on. Now, there's not a lot in the race to take him on with. The 2 Lucinda Russell horses that are in the race are fairly exposed. And the horse I'm going to put up is obviously exposed as well, an exposed 10-year-old, and that is Real Stone of Harry and Dan Skelton's. Currently priced up at 2 to 1. 10 to 1. Wish it was 10 to 1. 2 to 1. Won well last time up at Wetherby. And just because he's won the last time and you're getting 2 to 1 about him, I'd much prefer taking a 2 to 1 about a horse that's at least won a race over fences against a couple of a horse that could have the potential but potentially hasn't won a race over fences yet. And 2 that aren't in the best of nick, which is the 2 Lucinda Russell horses. Moving on to the 205, and this is the 3 mile chase where Grey Dawning is in here at 4 to 6 favourite, and most people will say this looks a match between Grey Dawning and Iroko. I, however, being a man who likes to take on these shorties, I know I've just put up a 2 to 1 in the first race, but we'll try and make amends for that with this one. And I'm going to back Lucinda Russell's El Elefante in this one. Currently best priced 11 to 1. I think there was a lot to like about her course win last time out. And don't get me wrong, I know she's got to find some quality in this race to get up to the likes of Grey Dawn and Iroko. But I think she's perfectly capable of running a race. And if the other 2 flatter to deceive in this race, which is kind of a possibility, neither have been at the top of their game so far this season. So if they both run below par again, she could potentially come into this. And I think 11 to 1 is far too big. Moving on to the 220, the 2 mile 4 hurdle, and Ace of Spades again for the Skeltons is favourite here at 5 to 2. I quite like Bold Light though of Lucinda Russell's, who won very nicely last time out time before at Musselburgh, then went back to Musselburgh and finished a good 3rd in a race after that. He's also got course form. He won here in October when he won his maiden in October, so he's got very decent form. He's run very well this season. I think he could be competitive here and could put it up to the favourite, and at 15 to 2 he's a nice each way play. The next race, the 255, and this is going to be my MB of the weekend, and that's Vanderpool of Ben Paulins. Now he's 4 to 1 favourite, but he's rightfully 4 to 1 favourite. He's been very impressive so far this season. 3 from 3 over hurdles, and I don't think there's anything going to stop him in this Grade 2 either. Very, very impressed with him. The Yard won this race last year with Personal Ambition. Come here with very similar sort in Vanderpool, and I think he's going to go on and win this, and then potentially on to Aintree next, where he could run in the 2 mile 5 race up at Aintree in the Grade 1, which I think is very much in his compass. I think he's a horse going places, and he's definitely one to keep on side. And I think he's going to mop this Grade 2 up with no problem whatsoever on Saturday, and that's Vanderpool for the Paulin stable, and then on to Aintree for him. I'm very bullish about him. Potentially could bump into another one that I quite like for that race at Aintree, which is Triply Flyer, but I'm not sure whether they go for the 2 mile 4 or the 2 mile race. We'll see what happens there. On to the 330, which is the Moor Battle hurdle itself, and we have Vinicio of Emmett Mullins who's currently in there at 5 to 1 favourite, coming over. Obviously, if they win this race and then win a race at Cheltenham, there's a nice bonus on the end of it. But I quite like a Gentleman Bill here of Oliver Greenall and Josh Guerreros. I think he's got a nice profile. He's 2 from 4 over hurdles this season. Obviously bumped into one of Willie Mullins' last time out, but definitely gave him a race. It was definitely Willie Mullins' horse. I can't remember the name of it now. Java Demi, that was it. Didn't have it his own way, and I think Gentleman Bill now could certainly outrun his odds. Currently priced at 14-1, and he's definitely an each way play here. Obviously Saturday morning, we'll see what place terms we get. You potentially get 4, maybe 5 places on this race, depending on how many show up, and I'm willing to take a swing on him at 14-1. Moving over to Newbury, I've got 2 races from Newbury. The first one is the Veterans Chase at 120. Now, I don't normally like to get involved in veteran chases, but I think there's one in here that's certainly worth taking a chance on. He's a little bit of a price, 4-1, but we got Crebo here, who's 100-30 favourite, won well last time. But I like Sam Brown here. Now, he's got top weight, but he's got top weight for a reason. He's a very classy horse. He might be 13 now, but he was last seen running the 4th in the Denman Chase over the course last time. He's running plenty of Betfair chases. He's running Charlie Halls and been running really well, even though in his last couple of years, and he's like 11, 12, 13. So he's definitely competitive, and coming into a veterans race, he certainly has the class to outclass these. I think 4-1 is far too big, and see what price he is on the day, but it'd definitely be worth taking a play on him at 4-1. The other race I'm going to touch on at this meeting is the 345, which is the handicap chase over 3 miles, and Billy, the Real Big Red, again of the Greenalls, his favourite. Now, he was second at Cheltenham last time out, behind Jaguar, which is okay form. Jaguar is favourites for 2 of the races handicaps at Cheltenham, so you can see why the form is there. The one I'm going to back, though, is actually the Skelton horse, which comes here. I know Harry Skelton's gone to Kelso, but the horse I'm going to back is Lemoilos. Now, Harry Atkins actually rides and will take £7 off, so that could help negate the win that he got last time. I'm not quite sure, I can't remember how much weight he got for his win at Warwick last time, but that was impressive. Obviously, he's a previous, I like to call it the Hennessy, obviously now it's the Coral Gold Cup. He's a previous winner of that, and I think he's well handicapped still. And like I said, with Harry Atkins taking the £7 off, I think he could be thrown in here and potentially go close. And at 9-1, he's definitely going to be each way play. The Yard also won this race last year as well with Helsenham, so they know what it takes to win the race, and I think he could got a good chance, Lemoilos. Then we move up to Doncaster, and we start with the 205, which is the Mares Hurdle. World of Fortunes comes over from Ireland here, and this is a 7-4 favourite. But I'm going to be taking her on with Star Walking of Harry Fries. Currently priced at 9-1. Now, I've liked this horse all season. I think she's done it very well first time up when she won up at Uttoxeter, I believe it was. Then has not run to par the last couple of times. I think she could potentially still have plenty in the lockers, and stepping up to 3 miles will definitely suit. And I think she has a big chance going close, and at 9-1 is a decent each way price. For her, so that's Star Walking. Then we move on to the 240, and it's the handicap chase, and Petit Tonnerre is in here. The handicap chase over 2 miles. Petit Tonnerre is in here at 11-4. Obviously won over course and distance a couple of weeks ago. But I like one who obviously took him on that day, which was Calico, who I put up that day as well. And I'm going to have a chance Calico again for the Skeltons. 9-1. Tristan Durrell will be riding. Obviously Harry's up at Kelso. I just think when Harry rode it in this race, I think he got it slightly wrong. I think he went for home too early, and then potentially the horse didn't get home, and he got caught up the running, and eventually only could finish 4th. I think if Tristan can hold on to him for a bit longer and get to maybe the second last or the last, then still holding on to him and then let him go, I think he's got a hell of a chance here at 9-1. Again, it's each way play. And then we move on to the last race, the handicap chase over 3 miles at 3:15, and White Rhino and Some Scope are joint favourites at 5-1. The horse who's next in the betting is the one that I like, though. and he's going to be my nap of the weekend, and that is We've All Been Caught. Now, I've liked this horse for God knows how long. I actually put him up for the Brown Advisory last year at Cheltenham. I just think he's been crying out for a big handicap over 3 miles plus. Obviously, he ran a big race in October at Cheltenham where he finished second to Lismullen Lad. And he obviously last time won over the track last time over 2.5 miles. And I think back up to 3 miles is going to suit him better. And I think Sam Twiston-Davies also coming here for the ride has to be a positive as well. And I think he's got a smashing chance, and he's going to be my nap of the weekend. That is We've All Been Caught, currently priced at 6 to 1. Like I said, all the prices that I will take, I will put up on Saturday morning. And that's it. So we'll quickly spin back through these. So we got Kelso, the 110 Real Stone, the 205 El Alfonte, the 220 is Bulk Light, the 255 is Vanderpool, who is my NB of the weekend. The 330 is Gentleman Bill. And then at Newbury we got the 120, which is Sam Brown. The 345 Lamilos. And then Doncaster, 205 Star Walking. The 240 Calico. And then the 315, the nap of the weekend, We've All Been Caught. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope we've got a few winners in there. Obviously, we've had 5 winners, I think I've put up on the videos in the last 3 weekends. Hopefully we can add to that this weekend, and hopefully we bag some winners and go from there. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe. Obviously, the more people that watch the video, the more people can obviously expand how many people are watching it, etc, etc. And please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the video, to the channel, and obviously that will boost me as well. So thanks again for listening, guys, and happy punting.